and welcome back. Today we will be talking about listening. As a musician, the only thing that's arguably more important than our ability to play is our ability to listen. And this is because without an advanced sense of listening, we would be unable to improve our technique and our sound on our instrument. In this video, we will go over a couple different techniques to help advance our listening, which will include our inner listening and our attention to intonation. The first thing we'll talk about is our inner listening. Before you play a note, can you hear it in your head first? If so, this will greatly help your chances of playing in tune. If you don't already do this, I would recommend taking out a tuner to play the pitch you're about to play. Take a second to turn it off and hear it in your mind before then playing the note. If you continue to practice doing this, you'll eventually be able to hear these pitches in your head before playing, which will greatly improve your confidence when it comes to playing in tune. Similarly to intonation, it's important for us to imagine the tone quality we want to produce before actually playing. As an example, I will use the opening of the Sibelius Concerto. For this opening, I want a very icy, mysterious tone quality to it. So before I play, I'm going to take a second to imagine the sound I want to produce, hear the pitches and this tone quality in your mind before playing. In contrast, the opening of the cadenza should have a much fuller, slightly more aggressive tone quality to it. So again, imagine the sound you want to produce and keep that in your mind as you start to play. In addition to intonation and tone quality, it's important to visualize the dynamic we want to produce before we start to play. So first, I'm going to imagine a very soft dynamic and keep that in your mind as you start to play. Versus a very loud dynamic. It's important to really visualize what dynamic you're going for before you play, as this will help with our contrast in playing as well as the overall musicality. The last part of inner listening that I want to talk about today is our attention to articulation. The way we choose to attack the string with our bow will have an impact on our tone quality and our dynamic. So like everything else I've talked about today, it's important to visualize the sound that we're going for, as well as what attack is going to get you the best results. So when I want that more mysterious tone quality at a soft dynamic, I'm going to imagine very gently bringing my bow across the string. Versus that louder and more aggressive tone quality, you're going to have a bit more bite, use a bit more weight. So really keep all of those concepts in mind before you start playing. The next thing we'll talk about is our intonation as violinists. Now, unlike the piano, we have more control over what our intonation is going to sound like, specifically with double stops. When a piano is tuned, all of the octaves are tuned perfectly together. Now, in order to accomplish this, you cannot tune a fifth to the lower fifth, because then the octaves will end up getting messed up farther along the piano. So pianos cannot adjust their intonation to create those really nice sounding, as we call them, double stops. So on the violin, I'll play the first 5 notes of a D major scale to show you the intonation of the F sharp against the A. Now let's see the intonation of the F sharp in that context of a single line. Now if we play that with the A, we'll notice that the F sharp sounds slightly flat. So in order to get this double stop in tune, we need to raise the F sharp ever so slightly. Now our double stop is in tune. And while when you're playing a scale of single notes, you would keep your F sharp lower to keep that moving line in tune, when you're playing two notes together on the violin, you have to be aware of how to adjust the intonation of specific pitches to get them to ring beautifully together. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today, and I hope you'll keep all of these listening techniques in mind as you continue to advance your playing.